quiet. Sit down.
Well, I think we all
We'll get after this. All rise. Everybody. All welcome the Honorable Judge Woody.
You may be seated. Luke, you can mute my computer so it's not lo-fi music playing. Lo-fi music. All right, order in my court. Today we'll be presiding over the trial of Nick versus Tom. Members of the jury, you are to prove without probably some reasonable doubt of who is more guilty of the events in the book The Great Gatsby. Sorry, prosecution, would you like to make your opening statement? Your introductions. Introduce yourself first. Both teams will introduce themselves, then opening statement. Okay. I'm just following the orders.
Just introduce yourself, Michael. Michael, introduce yourself.
I am Samuel Jennings, attorney at law, my co-counsel. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury.
While he's picking that up, do you want to introduce the other team? The other team can introduce themselves.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go for
Okay.
it.
I'm Alexis Marshall, and we're defending Nick.
Okay. Wonderful. All right. So sorry. It's running smooth.
Over the next 2 hours, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, over the next 2 hours, you will bear witness to prosecution attempt to prove my client responsible for the murder of a man he had hardly even interacted with. Instead, I insist you hear our claims that hold Nick Caraway responsible for not only the murder of Jay Gatsby, but he allowed relationships to continue and did nothing to prevent the actions of unwanted folks. Not strong clothing.
Okay. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen of the jury. Today we gather here to examine the events surrounding the tragic tale of the Great Gatsby. My client, Nick Caraway, stands before you as a witness to the unraveling of lives in the pursuit of the American dream. Throughout this trial, we will demonstrate that Mr. Caraway, as the narrator, acted as an impartial observer, merely recounting the events that have unfolded. On the other hand, we will present evidence that Tom Buchanan, fueled by jealousy and a sense of entitlement, played a pivotal role in the downfall of those around him. We urge you to carefully consider the evidence and come to a just verdict. Thank you.
And the first thing we do is Tom is the first to take the stand. So let's swear Tom in, and then he can be questioned by his own team.
Gotta call him up. Gotta call him up.
Hey,
Call Tom up. Call Tom up.
Just call Tom.
we call Tom Buchanan to the stand.
Left hand on the book, right hand.
What do you mean you don't know where?
You promise. Tell the truth. Nothing but the truth. Say yes.
So
I do.
Fitzgerald.
Good.
I forgot my notes.
Mr. Tom Buchanan, can you please outlay to the court the events of the night in question?
I can. It was a sad night. Me, my wife, Nick, and Gatsby, we were all drinking. It was one of those nights, you know. And we decided to go for a drive. I know, not the best thing to do if you're drunk, but I'm fairly certain there's no laws against it. But if there are, I'm too rich to care. And we each took 2 cars, because I'm rich. My cars only have 2 seats. So we drove around the city. I had Nick and Gatsby had Daisy, my wife, in the car. We stopped at a hotel and sadly got into an argument. It seemed to me that Daisy and Gadsby were having relationships beyond my consent. It was a heated argument we all had, and eventually Daisy and Gadsby drove alone together back to my house, I think. I can't be certain. I wasn't there with driving. Eventually, I headed home too. On the way back, I had seen a dear friend to me, George, his wife, dead on the ground. I'm sorry, it was a difficult night. As a friend of him, I decided to go and talk to him, ask him what had happened. And apparently, someone driving a certain car drove into his wife. It was a sad night. We eventually came back home, and Daisy and I went to bed.
Now, Mr. Buchanan, it is to my understanding that you and Daisy had a conversation before you went to bed that night. Is that correct?
I am certain that happened because it's my wife, though I was quite drunk and don't remember it well.
I must say, there was no evidence in the book that they were drinking that night. Come through it a lot.
Fascinating.
I think
It's not much of an excuse.
Interesting addition.
I mean,
Your Honor.
I will. We did look through that. I will sustain that, but we will agree that emotions were high. So whether you were drunk
I
on
was
emotion
drunk
or
on
drunk on
emotions.
inebriation, on substance.
Now, Mr. Buchanan,
There's
another
no night I
question.
don't drink.
How did you feel that night? What were your emotions on the night in question?
Quite a lot. I was saddened. I was angered. It was an eventful night. Not many good emotions.
And one final question, Mr. Buchanan. You tend to have an anger problem. Can you explain why that is?
That would seem to be an opinion that others may have that I don't share. I am a respectful husband. I am an honorable man. And I don't think I have an anger issue, really.
That's all my questions, Mr. Buchanan. Please stand for the cross-examination from the prosecution.
Always. Tommy. Can I call you Tommy?
No.
Buchanan. This wife who cheated on you so horribly, you cheated on her as well? Is that true?
No.
Objection?
I will remind you, Mr. Buchanan, you are under oath. Sorry, that was your line.
Well, if you would have gated, you had the second one.
Sorry. I'll shut up. I'm an observer.
Go to the back of the courtroom.
Sir, do you have an answer to this question?
Can we call a quick recess? Your Honor?
No, we're not calling
Yes.
recess already.
Yes. Okay. The woman you cheated on your wife with, that was your dear friend George's wife, who got hit and died?
Yes, it was.
And my client Nick was aware of this.
It would seem that way.
Okay. Now, because you told him.
Yes.
Okay. You're a fairly large man. Yes, this is correct.
In what way?
Size, your body,
I guess you could say that. I'm a tall man, yes.
fairly bulky.
In muscle, yes.
Yes, okay. Hilarious.
It's not.
As we've established, a common misconception of you is that you have an anger issue. Yes?
Yes.
Is it at all possible that my client, knowing that you were in an affair, was too scared to tell anybody because this hulking man, maybe twice his size, I mean, look at the guy. Honestly, I hurt my neck just
I'm only
looking
a few
down.
inches taller than him.
Sure you are. Was so scared to tell anybody because he thought that you would hurt him. Or
No.
his beloved cousin who you are married to and were cheating on. If you're willing to do that, who knows what else you're willing to do?
I wouldn't say that. Nick and I are friends.
Are you?
Eh.
Objection, cross-examination shall be yes or no questions.
Yeah, are you? What was the not yes or no question?
He answered.
I would say so.
What did I ask that wasn't a yes or no question?
Okay, just don't mind
I guess
him.
we
Once,
can yes or no
once an
answer.
objection is handled, the judge handles it from there.
Wait, what do I say when
Sustained.
Sustained or overruled.
Okay.
So objection sustained means you think it was a good objection.
Objection overruled, Michael.
Understood.
That's all my questions.
I'm not giving out bathroom passes for this, by the way, until we have a recess.
That's all, that's no further questions.
Thank you.
Yeah, let's try to get through the first two witnesses before we have a recess.
Yeah, let's do that. All right.
Next 2 minutes.
Wasn't happening.
Yeah,
Uh,
I could pass this video.
Wait, so what do I say?
Mr. Buchanan, you can sit
Mr.
down.
Buchanan, you please return. Will the defense like to call the first witness?
Bravo. So the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth.
Yes.
Do both. Sit down.
Give me my notes.
Yeah, that's what I was going to
Will the defense like to begin their line of questioning?
So we're going completely off the book then?
No, it's either or. So, a point of order, Your Honor, before they begin. As we've established, we are kind of going off the book and the movie. And in the movie, they were quite clearly drinking that night. So I think it's fair to assume that whether under the influence of extreme emotion or a little bit of alcohol, that some sort of, or both, some sort of inebriation was happening that day.
Okay.
All right. Thank you, jury, and everyone else.
Did you willingly set up Daisy and Nick or Gatsby? Get this already?
Yes.
Can you tell me about the night in the hotel?
There was a lot of drinking, not too much for me on my side, but Tom and Gatsby, I would say, were drinking more than they should.
Is it true that you saw Daisy and Gatsby in the garden?
Yes.
Is it true that you hid it from Tom?
Yes.
No further questions, that's all I had.
Okay. Would any of the other counsel like to ask any other questions before the defense rests there?
Say that again?
Would any of the other counsel like to ask any questions before they hand over to cross?
You should have done it in the first place. Told you.
Would you say that you think Tom Buchanan is a scary man?
Yes.
He's much larger than you in every way imaginable?
Yes.
Okay. He's an angry man? A violent man? Yes?
I would say so.
Okay. You were too scared to tell anyone, and of course you would, your best friend Gatsby and your beloved cousin, they want to be happy together. You're not going to tell anyone. Who are you to get in the way of that? Right?
Yeah.
No further questions. What? Better question than I did? It's like not enough.
Mr. Caraway, did you know who drove the yellow Rolls Royce who hit Myrtle that fateful night?
Yes.
Did you tell the police?
No.
Can you tell us how you found out who was driving?
Gatsby told me.
So, you knew about the car, you knew who drove it, yet you still didn't turn him in.
Yes.
Can you, explain what happened to said Rolls Royce?
It was left in his garage. Covered.
Okay. So, let me get this straight. You withheld information about a hit and run, then you helped Gatsby hide the evidence? That sounds like an accomplice to murder to me. Wouldn't you agree, sir?
I would say so. Yeah.
I'd say so.
You say plead the fifth, you say plead the fifth.
Did you know?
Can we get a camera on Gavin?
Did you know about the affairs between Myrtle and Tom?
Yes.
Did you know about the affairs between Gatsby and Daisy?
Yes.
Now, this next question may seem irrelevant, but are you mentally okay, sir?
I would like to think so.
All right. Do you go to a therapist?
Yes.
All right. Now, I would like to call forth a piece of evidence. I have your therapist's notes, and it says here that his self-care seems a little less than last time. He's been having sleep problems. He feels like there's something that he's not telling you. And it just goes on and on about you. But reading over, it looks like you weren't mentally capable of going to all of these parties and living in New York by yourself. Wouldn't you agree, sir?
No.
No? No. All right. Let's see here. Now, some colleagues of mine did some research, and evidently there was a girl you were seeing back home. Is that correct?
Yes.
All right. And then, did you?
Wait, I'm sorry. Could you
Side
repeat
question.
that
Just keep
question,
going.
sir?
Yeah.
Did you send her love notes while you lived there in the eggs?
Yes.
Yes?
You guys remember in the beginning of the story when Daisy thought Nick was engaged? Well, that happened.
Yeah.
And I don't want to accuse him of cheating, but were you also sending her love letters while you were dating Miss Jordan back there?
No.
I would like to call piece of evidence. Tom.
What is it?
Wouldn't this be speculation?
Which part?
Whatever you're talking about.
The love letters thing?
Yeah.
It's in chapter 3.
Where's the evidence?
Yes, there's evidence. Here's evidence of Mr. Caraway sending love letters to his mistress back home.
You provide a page number.
I'm getting that right now, unless you guys have it.
I would provide a page number, but I was not the one who suggested it.
Page
Next time you
58.
guys should be more
58?
Page 58. This is
Same book.
get the bigger small copy.
this one.
Okay.
Bottom paragraph, page 58. Her gray sun-strained eyes.
Thank
But
you.
I am slow thinking and full of interior rules that act as brakes on my desires, and I knew that I first had to get myself definitely out of that tangle back home. I'd been writing letters once a week and signing them "Love Nick," and all I could think of was how when a certain girl played tennis, a fate.
She did play both.
Ha ha ha!
Yeah.
Aha, that's why.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. Anyway, so yeah, Nick was still sending love letters to his girl back home.
Sounds more out of pity, but yeah, okay.
Well, you can make that claim. Back into character.
All right. So, did you see Mr. Gatsby and Daisy go off in the garden the night of the, initial party?
Yes.
Did you see them, doing the devil's tango and kissing?
Yes.
Yes. And did Tom ask you where his wife was?
Yes.
Did you tell him the truth?
No.
Okay. All right. Now,
We'll start to wrap it up there, prosecution.
all right. Now, you saw what was happening with Gatsby, George, Myrtle, Daisy, and Tom. What did you do anything to stop it?
No.
But you saw what was going on.
Yes.
So, you saw what was happening and did nothing. All right? Now, let me ask you this, all right? In Nazi Germany, people...
Objection, Your Honor.
On one ground.
Irrelevance.
Yeah, on one ground, sir.
Did this book take place before World War II?
All right. In, let's see here.
Do you judge overruled?
Yeah, I was ready to say overruled.
All right.
The Nazi Party
Wait,
was
No,
relevant.
Sustained. Yes, that's what
Sustained.
Yeah, World War II hasn't happened yet, man.
The Nazi Party is relevant, and it is tyrant.
Yeah, not to the
I'm a
Overruled,
well-read
they're not
man.
overruled
Do
yet.
you guys have any more questions for Nick?
Yeah, I can phrase it. I can rephrase it.
Okay, quickly.
All right. So in the 13 colonies, when the British were impending their rule all over the, what used to be our great America, did Spain do nothing? No, they did not. They helped America.
But what would you do with all that power?
Huh?
What would you do if you had this power?
What power?
The same thing as Britain.
I'll be the one asking the questions.
Okay, all right. Dale,
That doesn't
last
seem
question if you have one.
All right. Do you love Miss Jordan?
Yes.
Objection, sir. At the end of the book. Actually, wait. Nick says he's halfly in love with her. So
Yeah, we don't know.
he
It's
broke
true.
up with her.
All right.
All right.
No further questions.
No further
All right,
questions.
cool.
Can I leave now?
Yes, your turn to the stand.
Well, that's going to go well for participation. All right, so now, I think, now the prosecution, yeah, it's your guys' turn to call up a witness.
Would Team Nick like to call up the next witness, please?
Wait.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Sorry. Would Team Tom like to call up the next witness?
I would like to call up Gatsby.
But yeah.
The ghost of Jay Gatsby.
Yeah, 100% dead.
Who's got the Ouija board?
It's Jay Gatsby wearing a bed sheet.
In the air.
Order in my court.
In the air. Jesus.
Guys, I think we got this.
You promise to tell the truth.
You
The
guys,
whole
you
truth,
did a
nothing
really
but
good
the
job.
truth?
Okay. Dalias.
All right. Now, Mr. Gatsby, back up. May I ask how did you acquire the money to throw all of the, fancy parties?
Drug bootlegging bit.
Bootlegging, all right. Why did you throw these parties?
To get Jason's attention.
Did Nick ever tell you that it wasn't healthy to do that?
Nope.
So he enabled you to express your feelings through unhealthy reasons. All right. Do friends thank each other and pay each other compliments?
Yeah.
Do you consider Nick as a friend?
I'd say so.
All right. Has Nick ever thanked you for anything?
No.
Now, if I am correct, he's only complimented you once. Is that correct, sir?
Yes.
All right. Now, did you have an affair with Daisy?
Yes, I did.
Did you know about the child between Daisy and Tom?
Yes.
Did Nick know about the affair?
Yes.
Did Nick say or do anything?
Nope.
All right. No more further questions, Your Honor.
Nicky.
You guys have any yes or no questions?
Yes, I do. Bring it. How old are you, Mr. Gatsby?
That's not.
That is not a yes. Shit. Are you
Keep it
over?
clean.
Are you over 18, Mr.
Yes, I
Gatsby?
am.
Is it my client's job to parent you?
No.
No. Yes or no? They have to be yes or no?
On cross-examination, yeah.
Bushville.
Were you bribed by the other client's team?
No.
How do you bribe a ghost?
Like.
Everything he said is truthful. Does the prosecution rest?
Yes.
All right.
All right, Mr. Gatsby, would you like to take your stand?
Their turn.
All right. Please call up your next witness.
We call up Myrtle Wilson to this hearing.
Bailiff, please swear her in.
Ghost of Myrtle Wilson. She's dead. Whatever.
I don't know if that came out of the book. Right-handed in the air.
Myrtle, why you look so angry?
Keep classic.
You promise to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Are you alive?
No.
You guys get the first round of questions.
Yeah.
Do you have? Okay.
I know they're
Work with your team. Do they have questions?
I'm not.
You got questions?
There's people right here.
Okay.
You and Thomas Buchanan. Thomas? Is his name Thomas or is it just Tommy?
Tom.
I think it's Thomas.
Yeah.
You and Thomas Buchanan were having an affair with each other behind his wife's back, and your husband's?
Yes.
Okay. Now, you were under the impression that that yellow car was Thomas, correct?
Yes.
Why were you under that impression?
I had seen him drive it earlier and he said it was his.
Oh, okay.
Okay, try not to lead the witness too much, guys.
Okay. So, did you see who was driving the yellow car when you got hit? No. No. So, to your knowledge, it full well could be Tom. And you have no reason to think otherwise. Not only do you have no proof that Tom didn't hit you, but without a car, with his hands, he has hit you before, correct? Okay. Can I call some evidence?
Yeah, absolutely.
Can it be on my phone?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
What are you objecting
Yes.
to?
The fact that Tom was driving.
I didn't say Tom drove. I just said to your knowledge, are you 100% sure Tom
Objection
wasn't
overruled.
driving?
Objection overruled. Thank you, Your Honor.
I didn't even hear him say that.
He didn't say it very loud.
Yeah.
Is the evidence? Is this you? Okay, interesting.
Can you please show to the jury?
Yes.
Of course. Who's the jury? You guys?
Back here.
They're all over. Just show to the class.
All right.
Nice little broad sweep.
Is Myrtle? Is Myrtle? Is Myrtle?
Can I see? Can I see? Can I?
Gavin, just stay in the
Jesus.
center area and show people through from the distance.
Trying to hide evidence.
It's a girl with a broken nose. Yeah.
I
Who broke your nose?
box.
Tom, why?
I was talking bad about his wife, Daisy.
What about her?
I was
Just saying her name? Just talking about her?
You were, as far as we know in the book, you were just saying her name.
I was just saying her name.
And this man with alleged anger issues, in response to you just saying his wife's name, who he's cheating on, was to strike you so hard it broke your nose?
Yes, sir.
Okay, interesting. Nick ever hit you? No further questions.
Oh. It's just a woman. It's just a woman. Who cares?
He's racist, not sexist.
Sexist too.
Mr. Schaefer, is Tom sexist?
I think that's fair to assume.
Okay.
You all know who I am.
Okay. Okay.
I have a great legal. I have a great legal team.
So, the night in question when he hit you, would you say you were harassing him? No? Okay. I would argue differently, but hey.
Tim.
No, you weren't. You weren't.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
Did he ask you to stop?
Yes.
But you continued anyway.
Yes.
So, you knew what you were doing.
Yes.
And would you say that Tom knows his own strength? Because honestly, I would expect him to break the door on the way in, if I'm being honest.
It's okay, you hunky man.
I'm not like season 1 JoJo's big.
What's the question?
Don't worry about it.
You're not in the church.
Go deal stops.
You were in a distraught state on the night of your death, correct?
Yes.
And it's to my understanding that George had locked you in the house for an indeterminate amount of time before your death. He locked you in the house with the intention of taking you away in the country. It's fair to assume you had some mental distress, correct? I would say that there is no amount of mental distress to make you run in front of a moving vehicle at speed. Would you agree?
Objection. Relevance? What does this have to do with the case? Her stupidity has nothing to do with whether or not my client is
That's
guilty.
my kind of man.
Your Honor, objection.
Did you go deal some bonds?
Please continue your line of questioning, sir.
You're having a job.
Why'd you break another woman's
Ms.
heart?
Myrtle Wilson. on the night that Tom struck you. Were you being annoying? Were you intentionally trying to irritate Tom?
You could say so.
No. So would it be fair to assume that consequences should occur? I'm so sorry, guys. I'm so sorry.
He's trying to imply that Myrtle deserved it.
It's just a woman.
Would it be fair to assume consequences would occur from such actions?
Dog,
Would you
shut
agree?
up.
I don't know. No further questions.
Paul, stop.
Great.
Stop.
Myrtle Wilson, return to the stand.
We'll call her to the stand. We'll watch.
No, we can't
I
call
think
him
the
to
goal
the
deserves a
stand.
round of applause for that one. All right. So let's do one more witness, and then we'll have a brief recess for bathroom breaks and such. I just want the passing time to go through before we go crazy.
All right, wait. Who's supposed to call the witness?
We called up Myrtle.
Okay, so
Yeah, wait.
does your team have a witness that you'd like to call at the stand?
George. Do we have a George witness?
Sure do.
Who is it?
Yeah, who's George?
Oh, that's right. It is Gabe. Okay. Sorry about
All
that.
right, George, would you please come to the stand?
Want to call George?
Or George. I don't know. I think George's already up.
I think we should call it George.
Dominic.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, what questions you want to ask? Left hand on the book, right hand
No, my grandpappy.
Hey, order in the court.
Any
Yeah, dude, it's so bad.
Other than these old
It's over your heart. You promise to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Grandpappy. Would you like me to do, George? You got it?
Actually, no. Bill, you take the lead.
Okay. You got this.
No switching.
Nah.
You guys switched.
Oh, they did.
Hello,
No.
Mr.
Yeah.
Twice.
Mr.
Keep your lawyers
Wilson,
in check.
is it? Yep. Or that's Tom.
Would you have to pay for them?
Did you give me the wrong paper? No,
Are
it's
you
just
having to
hiding.
use the government
Alright,
to get a
sorry
lawyer?
about that. All right. Okay, that's crap. So, did you lock your wife in the house?
No.
Objection. Objection.
She clearly was not locked in. She left.
You're not on the stand, bro.
Now, did you abuse your wife?
A little bit.
Kind of bad.
Now, did you know about the affair that she was having? Yeah? Let's see here.
You knew something was going on.
Now, what did you do after you found out about Daisy? Or that?
Dale, feel free to bring up the evidence of abuse.
Alright, scratch that.
Okay.
Who told? Oh no. Who told you about who was driving the yellow car? It's Tom. All right. Now, at the time, did Tom look like? Did you think that Tom was the one driving the car? Objection.
Sorry, could you repeat the question?
Does he think that Tom was the one driving the car?
I mean, at first, like Tom shows up to the scene of the accident,
Yeah.
George kind of looks at him all sussy-like, and then Tom clarifies, I wasn't driving.
Oh,
He shot
okay.
every car,
So like
he
maybe
did
in
not
the first few moments, but by the end of the night, George knew it
So,
wasn't
did
Tom.
you consider Tom driving the car?
At first you did. Yep.
All right. Now, what did Tom tell you to redirect your, blame?
Told you guys he was driving the car.
So, Tom told you that someone else was driving the car because he was afraid that of what you were going to do to him. What?
Don't.
No more further questions.
No.
Nope.
Too late, I already said it.
No takesy taxis in the court.
I sit down now.
Mr. George Wilson. Don't laugh at me.
Sorry. Just so in character.
You murdered Jay Gatsby, correct? You shot him in the back. And what was the reason you murdered Jay Gatsby?
You also thought that too.
So you loved your wife.
Yes.
So why did you beat her? I'd like to call in some forensic evidence of the bruise on Myrtle Wilson that we discovered.
Did you provide a page number for this, sir?
No one called objection.
No,
You want a page number for George Wilson's domestic abuse?
All of them.
Where it says he hit her.
Wherever it says George Wilson.
Oh, there's a picture.
There's a picture. Can't refute that.
Look at that.
All right.
Look at that fourth rounder over there. Look at that hard.
You beat your wife, correct? I didn't even need you to respond.
Okay, calm down, argumentative.
No,
A little bit. Forgot where I was going with this.
yeah.
1 second, please. Do you consider yourself to be a good man?
Yeah.
Interesting. Forgot where I was going with this. That's so much steam.
I don't pay you for nothing. You're right. You don't pay us. You get paid after.
I was doing something. I was going with this.
Prosecution,
fumbled it.
is this leading anywhere?
I fumbled it.
Bag's been fumbled. Mr. Wilson.
Well, do we have any cross questions?
Oh yeah, I forgot.
You're okay.
Okay.
That's why we got two of us. You got this.
That wasn't crazy.
Do you guys have any cross-examination questions?
Yes. Yeah. Everything good?
You can look at them. Just get up there. You don't need to read them. Take them with you.
Okay, yeah.
There's just some.
Were you aware that Tom was the one sleeping with your wife?
No.
No? Okay. Interesting. Did Thomas seem angry when he told you about Gatsby, where he was, who he is?
Yes.
Yes. So, he told you about Gatsby. He knew who hit your wife, correct? And he told nobody? Except for you, who he knew would enact vigilante justice. That sounds like an accomplice to two murders to me. Objection.
On what grounds?
On speculation, we don't know if, like,
That's what I'm asking.
he would do the brutal intent.
You don't know what?
If Tom would have known that what George would do.
I mean, what do you think?
Objection sustained.
We can't expect George to know exactly why Tom told him that. We can't. George wouldn't know why Tom did it.
I didn't say anything about why. I asked, did Tom seem angry?
I mean, that's a fair question. But I don't
Nothing.
think that wasn't the question they objected to.
Yeah.
What was the question you objected to? Whether or not
That
Tom knew.
vigilante
That
justice.
Tom would
That
know.
is just pure speculation.
That is not pure
That is not
speculation.
why-
No. If I pull a gun out on you,
Counsel approach the bench. Counsel approach the bench.
Are you arguing against the judge?
Yes, I am. He didn't know what. And then Tom told me. That doesn't sound like I'm gonna go kill him.
Oh shit! I got my plane back. I got the objection. If I pull out a gun at you, come on, my lawyers, we gotta think about this. Huh?
Well, I think once the passing time's done, like 2 more minutes.
About that.
Okay.
Did you
All right. So.
I still overruled.
That's what I was going with.
It's overruled. It's overruled? No, case is stayed.
Keep your head in the game. You can't keep forgetting.
You have any further questions?
Either way,
Us a total of $5.
regardless, he knew who hit your wife. At least he thought he knew. And to your knowledge, he told nobody except for you.
Yes.
just like they said my client did. Do you think that that makes him any better than my client? No? No more questions.
That's a dead guy.
Call it brief recess.
All right.
You're gonna be a dead guy.
So this court is now going.
Whoa!
Counsel.
This is the kind of person
I
Nick
would
hires.
like to
Okay, this
have
court
Gavin
is now
removed.
going to be in a brief recess for about 5 minutes.
Safe here, guys.
Make it 10 minutes.